because you got to a place that you don't know what it really means. I had wrote the word shame or ashamed down, and I'm going to define it. It's a feeling of guilt or disgrace. It's a feeling of inferior or unworthiness. Feeling humiliated or embarrassed. Everybody have been there, haven't they? Everybody been embarrassed or feel humiliated. We all have been there. Haven't we? Amen. Oh, okay, all right. And our tendency, it says, is reluctant to do what you need to do, anticipating shame. What that really means is that a lot of people stop what they really want to do. They'll stop because they feel as though somebody is going to humiliate them. This is a word that most of our people walk in today. We're trying to be something. You ain't hearing me this morning. For those trying to be, and don't even recognize that when God called you already is. But we try our best to fit in. A symptom of shame. Trying our best to fit in. I just want to fit in. Don't feel like I'm worthy. Nobody really love me, appreciate me. Symptoms of shame. So I got to do something to prove that I am. A symptom of shame. That I am loved, or I just want to fit in. I just want to be a part. Symptoms of shame. I have to stay with my notes so I know that. Not measuring up. Inadequate, feeling rejected, and feel like I'm an outsider. That was most of my life up until I was 30 years old. Everywhere I went, I felt like I didn't fit in. The people that drink over here, I wasn't a good drinker, so I didn't fit in there. Amen. People that did drugs over here, I wasn't a good druggie, so I didn't fit in there. Then with the women, I ain't fit in there neither. Either they was too rough. You don't hear me. Or I could take advantage of them. Just didn't fit in. See, I recognize my shame. Was it something I did? No. And most of us, it wasn't something we actually done. One of the things of unforgiveness, it has roots that it defiles many. That means it could have been in your great-great-great-grandmother. I'm never going to forgive him. I don't care what he does. And you come up in the lineage, and all of a sudden the root has sprung up in your life, and you wondering why folks treat me like this. Is it you the culprit of it? Yes. But it was never dealt with. And because it was never dealt with, God is trying to deal with it now. Because where you are right now, that's not where he wants you to be. And you holding all this stuff in your life and wondering why is everybody around you producing, growing, developing, and I'm not. I'm doing all the right things. But somehow nobody ever see the goodness because it's covered by the one thing that you continue to do. Isn't it something? People have a tendency to remember what you do bad more than what you did good.
Amen.
And God is not blaming you because he's giving you a remedy for it. Now, after you decide, afterward, you can decide whether or not you choose to walk in it or you don't. That's your choice. But right now, I will give you some tools so this shame can be put to rest forever, so it won't infiltrate your family like it did mine. So I can tell you, I sat at the feet of Jesus, sat at his table, ate from his table, and still walked in shame. You ain't hearing me today. Felt inferior to others. Yes, sir, must. I ain't come straight out and said it like that. But everything in me, I felt like I was inferior to them. Never look a man in the face. You always look down when you talk to him. Because I wasn't adequate in speaking. You know how you look down. You look at his mouth and not in his eyes. Something that we was taught, wasn't it? Because our ancestors did the same thing. But we want to go high in the Lord. Want to be great. And God says, you're already there. And we don't really believe that because of these things that we continue to do and not understand it's a root of something much greater than the symptoms of a thing. And one of them is shame. Because we were always told that we was lesser than a man. I read somewhere where we was 1/3 of an animal. I don't know about you. You was told that over and over again. I grew up in the 60s, but a lot of things I didn't see. I was shielded from a lot of things. You got a fountain for this person, and then you got a fountain, and you got to go to the back of the line, and other people go to the front. I thought that was done away with. When you think? It's not. It's still prevalent today. You just don't see it. Because you've been walking in shame that you don't see it. Can I tell you something about this disease of shame? The people you think and you're trying to get away from is the people you drawing in your life. One thing about shame. I thought I was getting away from it because I had decided what I wanted. I don't know. I said, I want this person because I know that I had seen so much in my own life. So the person I was going to marry, I figured that there was an ideal perfect person because I had chose them because they didn't show any signs of being shameful. You follow what I'm saying? And not recognizing that the person I drawed was a person that walked in shame. Trying to help. Now get it now. Because I used to think this way. You're trying to help somebody get out of something when you rooted it in yourself. It's just like, for instance, you in prison, the person in prison, y'all talking about what y'all gonna do tomorrow outside